Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Monday, May 27th, 2024. Today is Memorial Day, a federal holiday honoring and mourning members of the United States Armed Forces. Its observance originally dates back to 1868, when it was known as Decoration Day, honoring soldiers who had fallen during the Civil War. It's also the unofficial start of summer and a day off for most folks who will be spending it at gatherings with family and friends. For veterans who get together down at the local VFW, Memorial Day can hold a special significance for its members who have served in foreign wars and returned home. Online news editor Robert Hayden visited post 7264 in Joshua Tree and picks it up from here.
I wanted to talk to veterans about Memorial Day, so when I emailed the commander of Joshua Tree VFW Post 7264 about coming down and talking to them, I pictured the same guys I would see in parades where I grew up. Old-timers, frankly. So I was a little surprised to meet two guys around my age, possibly younger now that I think about it. John Peeler is the commander of the VFW Post 7264. VFW stands for Veterans of Foreign Wars, and it's located right off 62 down a small street called Veterans Way. It's easy to miss on the west side of the street. A hand-painted sign above the small brown building and a pair of mirrored doors, one with a piece of paper taped on it that says, "Now open, 11-2?" John Peeler met me at the door alongside Ben Lawless, who's the junior vice commander of the post. The building holds a classic bar with plenty of stools, and we sit down in an adjacent room that reminds me a lot of a cafe at a racetrack or fairgrounds. Plenty of tables with an attached kitchen for fish fries and other food that tastes best out of a basket. It's small and spacious, and if I were a veteran, I could see myself losing hours down here. Here's Commander John Peeler.
A lot of people, when they come in here, maybe in the past they might have thought it was just a bunch of old guys sitting around a bar drunk. It's not like that anymore. That perception is faded with the generational changes. A lot of people, when they come in, they feel home. And some people miss that. They miss the camaraderie that they had when they were in their service. They come in here, get in a conversation, and they just feel like it's a home. And we call our post home. And every member, this is their home, place they can come, relax, and just enjoy themselves.
Those members are veterans of all ages, ranging from those who served in Iraq and Afghanistan to a few World War II vets. I remember growing up and seeing veterans from even earlier wars hanging out small red flowers at parades or outside farmers markets.
The poppy you're familiar with is a kind of a paper flower with a wire stem, a green wire stem, a red paper flower.
This is Ben Lawless of the VFW.
They're made by disabled veterans. And if you choose to donate, you don't have to donate. You're not buying these poppies. They're handed out free. All of the money goes to disabled veterans, supporting widows and orphans, and taking care of veteran homes. No donation needed. I want to stress that. No donation at all is needed. We're not selling these. But come by, knock on the door. Someone will be there during business hours, and we have poppies for people to wear.
The Buddy Poppy is said to have sprung from the churned-up fields filled with mortar shells, fallen soldiers, and poppy seeds, filling Flanders fields with a now familiar flower and a small and simple reminder of those who went to war but didn't return. And now, on Memorial Day, both John and Ben say that those who did return have a place at the VFW if you need it.
I'd say come on down. Come on down to our VFW in Joshua Tree. Meet the folks. If you are a active duty service member or a dependent of an active duty service member, or you have a VA card, something that shows that you are a veteran, we welcome you, and we want you to become part of our family.
You can find a longer version of this story with some pictures, a reading of In Flanders Field by Ben Lawless of the VFW, alongside some resources for local veterans shared by the VFW. That's all at our website at Z107.7 FM.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
The memory of military heroes who fell in the line of duty will be honored today as part of Memorial Day ceremonies here in 29 Palms. The ceremony is being put on by the City of 29 Palms in collaboration with the 29 Palms Public Cemetery District. Speakers from the community and the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center will lead the service, which will be followed by a reception. The ceremony takes place this evening from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the 29 Palms Community Center, located at 6547 Freedom Way in 29 Palms. Basin Transit will not be operating today in honor of Memorial Day. Full service will resume with their normal schedule tomorrow. And as today is Memorial Day, that also means cookouts, pool parties, gatherings, and parties. Here at Z107.7, we want to remind you to stay safe and stay off the roads if you plan to cut loose with alcohol or marijuana. If you're in a hot backyard sipping mojitos or hitting a pre-rolled by a pool, have a prepared exit strategy, like a designated driver, or stay where you are. Just because it's a daytime party doesn't mean you don't have to be safe and think ahead. Sheriff's deputies from the Morongo Basin Station and officers with the California Highway Patrol will be on the streets this weekend, keeping an eye out for tipsy drivers to keep the rest of us safe. You can still get a DUI even if the sun is in the sky. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear news happening, let us know about it. Email us at tips@Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmatz.